It is Sandy Shellis from Environmental Coffee House, and it is absolutely a gorgeous day. And today I want to talk a little bit about what's happening. And I actually was looking for a place I could sit down maybe, but I want to show you where I am. It's so beautiful. Okay. Isn't it? That's my Amish neighbors up the road. And they, hi Dolores, they're just so sweet. You know, this is really rural, but I found an internet connection that I thought would work, and it seems to be working. And I'm going to park my behind down and have a little chat with you guys, because tomorrow I will be going in for surgery on my neck, having the bobblehead I am C4 to 6 fixed. So I'm taking a little hiatus. But of course, before I take this little hiatus, hey Kim, I wanted to talk to you guys, and I didn't want to talk to everybody inside the house. I wanted to find a beautiful place, and it really is a beautiful place. And I wanted to start out with everything that we're seeing, everything we hear on the news, everything that the G7 is or wasn't, a little bit about the things that are on my mind, because I need to get them off my mind. Hi, Bart. It's so nice to see you guys, but I do want to get them off my mind. And I'm sure that a lot of you think about this stuff. It's all relational, but my issue is, how do we change it? How do we change the fact that we have a madman in our White House, the infection in the White House, who is alienating our allies, who is not thinking straight? And if he was thinking straight, we wouldn't be hearing things like, you know, how, didn't you guys burn down the White House to the Canadians? I mean, really, I'm really upset actually about my Canadian. I live near the Canadian border. I have a lot of Canadian friends. We have a lot of my husband's daughter lives in Toronto, and it's just insane. You know, Trudeau may have been a lot of things. He may have bought the pipeline. He may be a faux, you know, environmentalist. He may be a neoliberal, but I'll tell you what, he has a lot more class in his little pinky than what we got. And it is really disconcerting. And these elections and primaries are going on, and I've interviewed progressive candidates. They all would have made a difference. They can't get their foot in the door. And you know what? It's time that, you know, we're all fighting. We somehow have to come together, because this infection in the White House is really screwing our country up. Let's see what happens with Kim and our dictator, because actually I posted on my personal Facebook that this guy, 45, you know, he just loves the dictators. He loves the fascists. He loves the ugly people. And Fox News did a faux pas. What do they call it? A Freudian slip. And they said, one of the female reporters said, oh, when the two dictators meet. Oh my God. The Twitter universe went nuts. The Twitter universe went nuts. And of course, I've told you guys I'm new to the Twitter universe, but they really did go a little crazy, and people were like, wow, Fox News is telling the truth for once. You know, a Freudian slip, the two dictators. It's just so disconcerting. And for people that don't want to open their eyes to what's really happening, I feel sorry for you. I do. I feel sorry for people that do not want to know what's going around, on in their environment around them. Hi, Nessa. Hi, Patty. Hi, everybody in their environment around them. And it's going to bite you on the butt. It's already biting you on the butt. Okay, I'm going to give you an example about, we're talking about this clueless moron in the White House. And So the energy boom, right? All right. So I read an article in the Hill. I don't have photographic memory. I really have terrible memory. And they're talking about this in Texas now, that it's boom and bust, and now it's a boom. Fracking is on a boom in certain places, and but he ends up the article saying that with the way oil is and everything else, that the boom and the bust will continue, and it will continue and continue. But what I read from science and scientific studies and all that is that no, there's no boom and bust that's going to continue. It's just not going to continue. Sorry, I'm squinting. I need to put the glasses on. Kind of a little shaky today. I got a lot on my mind, but I did want to do this because I've had these things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. And so we go from 45, we go from the G7, where it's now what people are saying it's the G6. We're going to live in Patrick Buchanan's isolationist universe. Hi, Linda. Oh, this is nice. Look it up. Patrick Buchanan, conservative from the old days, and he ran for president on a conservative isolationist platform, and he really didn't make it anywhere. But even he thinks Trump is crazy. So the fracking boom in Texas now, that we also published an article on Oklahoma's, not an article, just a little snippet of a video that, of course, those little snippets get so many views on fracking and the earthquakes in Oklahoma. So it leads me to believe that fracking is not going away as fast as we would like it, because, the people think that we are alarmists and, crazy environmentalists, and they don't really think that anything's going to happen because they don't listen. They don't watch the science. They watch Fox News, and it's a proportion of the nation, and it's kind of sad. So we've gone over that, and what I'm showing you is an area that is absolutely gorgeous. And the issue here is that New York is a banned fracking state. But it all depends on who gets in office. And I have a vested interest. So I'll tell you a little bit about it another time, but I have a little political thing up my sleeve. No, I'm not running for office, but I am doing something. I'm doing something different, and something that will at least give the progressives a voice maybe in my state, and make sure that the fracking ban and the elimination of microgrids, all these proposed microgrids in New York State that are really just small compressors to put all over, and will assure that New York State is basically on the teat of Pennsylvania and Ohio fracked gas for a much longer time. Look at that. Oh my gosh, what a day. I mean, it is just like amazing. I love these amazing days. So anyhow, I do think it's very, very important to keep your mind on what goes on in your state and what goes on in your local community, because this is Marcellus Shale here. This could actually be taken by eminent domain from Amish people or from our farmers or anything if fracking were to be allowed in New York State. So we really need to make sure that our politicians in my state and in all of our states understand we don't want fracking and we want to change if it's possible. Everything runs on oil and gas. I'm not naive. Everything runs on oil and gas. We are so addicted to fossil fuels that it is not funny. But I'm of the opinion all the time that we absolutely have to try every single thing that we can, every solution that comes our way to get off the stuff, even if it's too late. But we don't know. I'm not a prognosticator. I don't know. All I'm saying is that I just want to see people do what they need to do. You know, there's a lot of pessimists that tell me, oh, voting doesn't work and voting is stupid. But you know what? The reason why the system sucks is because of Citizens United, and more people need to get involved in going and being election inspectors and working the polls. Instead of crying about it, make sure that you get in there. And all these people, you know, everybody's talking about all these different parties and we want to split, we want to do this, and I understand it. I do. But we are in such trouble. And sometimes I think the debates that I watch are to the point of not serious, that don't take into consideration what the heck is going on. You know, we look at right here, I look at, oh, I have a blue sky. And it is beautiful. But you know what that blue sky is composed of? It's composed of a whole lot of crap. Aerosols, pollution from planes, cars, factories, everything. And it all blows over here. Just because it's beautiful doesn't mean that it doesn't blow over here. It all blows over everywhere. And that's going to lead me to my next segue. This stupid EPA short-sighted policy on asbestos. So I read about that asbestos is not going to be treated as any kind of problem anymore. And supposedly, allegedly, Donald Trump said that asbestos is not a problem if it's applied properly. That means that if you have an old house, as in the past there was help for you for asbestos abatement, which causes COPD, cancer, and all kinds of other things that has been proven scientifically, which this administration does not give one big rat's ass about, science, well then they don't have to. They will consider new projects using asbestos, but they will no longer give a crap about asbestos abatement. I have a friend in the asbestos abatement business. Now, what's going to happen to his business when there's no regulations that say, geez, when you redo a building or you take off some crap from a building or whatever you're renovating, even in federally funded, because when I worked at the college, we had a huge asbestos abatement program, gigantic asbestos abatement program. So I think to myself, well, what's going to happen to our buddy that has that business when companies don't have to say, oh, we don't care, we don't need you. We don't need your services, right? Yes, mesothelioma, Kim. There was a tweet. Somebody said that they were hoping that. Oh no, it wasn't a tweet. It was a comment on our page, hoping that that Trump gets mesothelioma and all this other stuff. It's just, you know, people get very angry, and when they're online, you know, our fingers sometimes do a little more talking than our mouths would. And hi, Tina. Much love to you too. Oh, it's just sweet. Because this really is the last live stream I'm going to do for a while. And, you know, when you're having surgery, there's so much shit to do. And, I mean, I even think about what happens if I don't come home. What kind of mess am I going to leave for my kid and my husband? Oh, my God. So, you know, you do think of those things. I try to think of everything. This week was hard. You know, we're working on the page, scheduling the articles. I will tell you, we have 2 wonderful new people, but I want to read Linda's comment. Trump probably wants to breathe new life into the asbestos manufacturers industry, just like he is doing to the coal industry. Linda, you're probably 100% right. We are going to be the most polluted continent, I swear to God. Well, country, and then poor Canada has to be next to us, and Mexico, well, they have their own problems, but let me tell you, if they could, they would clean up their act. But we won't help anybody because we're the most selfish goddamn country on earth. And I tell you what, sometimes, and oh my God, it sounds unpatriotic, but I'm disgusted. I'm so disgusted. Sometimes I wish I could just go over the border and say, F the United States and become a Canadian, but they probably don't want any of us. At least they have their heads on. I don't know. Maybe my friends from Canada would beg to differ. But it is just... every single cringeworthy piece of news happens every day that you can possibly, you know, hear. And I don't even have to watch the mainstream news. I just go on Twitter. I look for, you know, our environmental news articles. My God, if you don't get an idea of what is going on in the world, just by reading around the world articles, and articles that are based in science, and you read about climate change, you read about everything going on, storms, weather, all that. If you don't see what reality is, just doing that, I don't know. But again, half the country walks around clueless and they don't want to know. And I put up a poll on the page that I got off Twitter that David Wallace Wells asked, if you had the opportunity to either tell everybody that nothing's happening, that there's no climate change, that global warming is fine, keep the status quo, whatever, for how long, or would you tell everybody everything? Would you square away with the nations and the populations and everything? Would you do that? And whoa, so far, sorry guys, I pulled out the thingy because I'm a flitter person. I can't sit still. Anyway, would you do that? And I think so far most people said they would want to know. They think that that honesty should happen, which of course most of us don't think there's any honesty anywhere, especially in this administration. And I'm not sitting there and I am not absolving the sins of the past. My whole entire life has been one corrupt administration after another. That is the United States of oligarchy. I'm sorry, I'm kind of, I'm a little radical, but I see it. I see it. And I published a Chris Hedges piece because he says it right. It's on my personal page, but if you want, I'll send it to you. I don't know if I put it on Environmental Coffee House. So where we are, I guess I'm at a fighting stage. I'm at a stage where I'm going to go in tomorrow, get better, do this whole stupid thing with the neck brace. I don't know when I'll be on again. Maybe I'll do a live stream. Maybe I'll do my show Friday night. Who knows? I might feel great with the neck brace on, Doctor says I'm going to feel pretty good. But I take it day by day. And I have to maybe stay off the news for a couple of days so I heal. I need the peace and tranquility. I think I'll listen to Dr. Dispenza or any of those people that are dealing with the brain and how to heal yourself. I think right now maybe that's a better place for me. So I'm going to end. We've talked a lot about what's going on around the world, and we do have some solutions. And as always, I say, you have to vote. I don't care if as long as a person doesn't take a lot of corporate money, or you have to look though, what is the corporate money that they might be getting? There's always something to look at. But we have got to make the changes happen. We've got to do something. We have a Republican House and Senate and Supreme Court. It's like my worst nightmare. I feel like if I didn't wake up, maybe it wouldn't be such a bad thing, but I have a kid and a husband and 5 cats. And that's not depression speaking. I'm freaking tired sometimes. I'm sure we all feel this way. But it's not a Kate Spade or an Anthony Bourdain kind of tired. It's a kind of tired that is just from all of this, inundation day in and day out. Hey, I could really join the ranks of the clueless. I could join the ranks of the clueless and I could just say, hell with all this. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm giving up. I'm saying goodbye, and I'm just turning off, and I'm just going to live at my little house and maybe watch one of those, these dumb shows that I tape once in a while for an escape, whatever. But I can't do it. There is a higher purpose for me, and there's a lot of higher purpose for you guys out there. And I always say this. Heidi says, hello, everyone. Watching the PBS NewsHour with my mom over the phone, so I want to just say hi and send my love. Yeah, it does. It is lovely here, Heidi, and it's so nice to see you guys join me. I'm very happy that you listened to my political rant, my disgust, I'm sick of fighting. I am sick of the goddamn purity test. We have to get rid of the scourge. We really do. We have to think about what is at stake when we're weighing the issues and when we are weighing this election. This is a super, super duper important election. In my state, it's the 26th. And I think I see, there's the vehicle, right? the gas-sucking truck. And I think I hear a horse and buggy coming, so I'm staying on with you guys until they pass by because it's just so awesome here. And I am just one of the luckiest people, I think, in the entire world that I actually got to live here and can afford. It's not expensive, and it's just, I know. If I was a religious person, I'd say I'm blessed. I'm completely blessed. And it is just, I have great neighbors and great people. Hi, guys. Lovely, huh? I just love where I live. And I'll tell you what, I talked to my husband. I said, you know, babe, you built the greenhouse, you finished the garden gate, you did all this stuff. Maybe we should get a horse and buggy. You know, could you imagine me on a horse and buggy? I could imagine me in a buggy and a horse, but I can't imagine me riding a horse with this back and this neck and this crappy old body. I don't know. But you know, you see my Amish neighbors, you see them you see everybody, the whole family, everybody is always in the buggy going back and forth. But Marcia says, do take a break and focus on healing, though, okay? I absolutely will. I promise I will. I do. I'm going to promise that I will take a break, and you too, my friends. Take care of yourselves. Maybe, you know, find some spiritual outlet that suits you, and I will maybe find my brain people about healing and using your brain to heal, and I'll be back. So thank you for coming for the rant of the day. Peace. And Linda says rush hour traffic, eh? That's about it. That's the traffic that I get stuck behind is Amish rush hour traffic. And that's it. That is completely it. Wait, I'll show you one more time. Just how beautiful it is. And like I said, you know who you are. You're all invited to come. All invited to come out here. Just bring your tent. August 17th to 20th. All right, guys. Thanks for coming. Let you go. Peace. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I'll see you on the flip side. Not knowing how I'm going to feel, but hopefully I got to feel better than this. Love ya. Bye. Mwah. Mwah.